Yes.
Welcome, Mr. Baseball. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Excited for the XDC AMA, the first of many, I hope.
Hopefully, let me share this in your group. Actually, hold on. Starts now. So yeah, we got a. I give an invite out for I think 30 people to join if they can. All right, cool, cool. So yeah, anybody who's new to XDC who you joined for this AMA, thank you for joining. If you've been here for a while, you kind of know what we're all about. We're an insider group. It's private, mostly comprised of recognized investors, developers, team members like yourselves, or other just call channel owners who look for projects that are doing things a little bit differently. That last over your typical 2 to 3 hours, which Hulk Inu is clearly doing and doing it in spades. It's so bullish. So, thank you all for joining. Our AMAs are pretty clear, concise, and to the point. We'll start off. I'll just ask you to tell me, I guess, a little bit about yourself and how many members are in your team and any projects you've been involved with prior, and then we'll get into some more basic AMA questions, and we'll take it from there. How's that sound?
That sounds good. Sounds wonderful. So I'll
Cool,
let you
cool.
guys see my face. Hello.
No?
Hello, my friend. Looking good, looking good.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, a bit of background on Hulk Inu. Hulk Inu is brought to you by Wolverino, just like the Meta Brawl Inu game. We had started as separate entities, and now we are a unified force with our brother token, Wolverino. If you're not familiar, Wolverino was a token that also started at 3 Ethereum liquidity and went up to 100 mil market cap. We're aiming to either be equal to our brother or at the least be equal and then surpass. So yeah, no, we started about a month and a week ago. We're under 1 mil market cap, so it is still very early for us, especially with the things that we have planned along the way. We have an entire team of advisors behind us, a legal advisor as a foreshadow of one of the questions I may be getting. So we have a lot of bullish, strong promoters with us. Some of our supports are Maythouse, Gooby, Kingdom, Senzu. Some paid, some unpaid, and then a lot of other people that are very big names and I'm sure want to remain unnamed. So because we're part of the Metabrawl Inu org, we're very well connected with a lot of bullish names, which allows us to push forward, without having to double check. We have a list of verified users as far as promotion goes and developers. Currently, we have multiple things out. Our staking dApp, Hulk Inu Raid Bot is out for any dev or community manager to use for free. It automates raids inside of your community for your members to follow along with. Next up is our NFTs, Hulk Inu Tamagotchi NFTs. We have 4 previews of the 5 evolutions out. The idea is the more that you evolve and the more that you feed your Hulk Inu Tamagotchi NFT, the more strong it gets in the sense of staking rewards and valuable in the sense of its rarity. So with every new round of NFTs, 200 at a time, 1,000 total, 5 rounds, uh, the previous final evolution ceases to exist. So that gets your NFT's rarity to the max it can be. So to paraphrase, you are in control of building a legendary NFT as well as high staking rewards. The highest level gets 50% extra staking rewards, as well as royalties or a percentage of the profits from our company to come as our comic studio.
A lot, man. So clearly, this is not just a 1 day project. Clearly, you guys have been working on this for a bit, and there was some, I guess, gas on the grill for this one. So, has this been like kind of like in terms of development for it, right? How long was this in development? With the entire vision, like there's a lot of moving parts to it. So, like, kind of how did the entire ecosystem come together?
So months, right? So Wolverino is a year old and we're a month new. So I think we had the website up in development in around February. So it's been a long time, and the whole plan, the whole map, the interconnectivity of every step that we do that leads to the next step, the next milestone, has been thought out thoroughly until even after we're on the Metabrawl Inu game. So we have pretty much all of it figured out. Now it's just execution. And as far as what we've been doing so far, our response from our community members, our day ones, say, they're extremely satisfied. We execute every day. I do a daily VC with the community at 10 p.m. UTC every day, updating them on what happened that day and what is to come, and answering any questions that they may have. And our community is extremely active. One of our rules is no silence for more than 5 minutes. That's part of our Embrace the Bear Market campaign, to settle some nerves, reinsure members that we're working very hard behind the scenes, step by step, incremental growth, giving updates as we go, and letting people be as informed as possible and being as transparent as possible, which is why I doxed last week as well. So, hi.
No, listen, man. When you do it like that, you're doing it right. So that kind of brings me to the question. So, Leah, let's talk about. So, I've seen you guys. I'm friends with a couple of people on your team, who kind of from the very beginning. So I know that when you guys launched, and you were definitely doing everything. But let's walk us through like what you guys have done in terms of marketing the project. So we see you're doing plenty of AMAs. You're going on an AMA tour. What else in terms of traditional Telegram marketing, Twitter marketing, YouTube marketing has been initiated so far, and what do you have planned moving forward?
Gotcha. Okay, so far, it's a big list. Okay, so I already mentioned the callers, the top callers, Maythouse, Gooby, Kingdom, Senzu. They are doing constant update posts for us with any of our bullish announcements. On top of that, we've had several Twitter influences supporting us as well, which is a long list. On top of that, we have a lot of community members that have their own call channels, so we get a lot of support. I call them supportive calls or love calls. We've also had free call, supportive call from Caesar, supportive call from Gumball, a few others. There's been so many. On top of that, obviously, we're on CMC and CoinGecko. That was our first week. We got on both of those within 24 hours of each other. We've trended on CMC multiple times. CoinSniper, Watch Your Guru, Crypto.com as early as yesterday. What else have we done? What else? YouTube marketing. We've been on several YouTubers. I personally doxed with Adam Shelton, who is on board with us, who's done, he's also supportive, multiple tweets, jumps into our community. Gooby does the same. Well, not tweets, but jumps into our community. We have a strong backing from private groups, which we can only just inform members that we're doing that as well. That is what we've done to date off the top of my head. The full list is on medium.com. But as far as what we have going forward, during my AMA with Adam Shelton, I challenged the Shiba Dev, who is in Phuket or Bangkok, Thailand currently. I challenged the Shiba Dev to a boxing match, Shiba versus Hulk Inu. The winner gets $100,000, which is to be used as back into the project. So we started pushing that out, and so past the traditional forms of marketing, we pride ourselves on being unique and different. So now we're going into more viral, controversial, non-traditional marketing. So with that video, we have sent it into WorldStar to be the first ever crypto project promoted on WorldStar for exposure, right? I mean, I know it's not necessarily an investor base, but at the same time, it may be. But it is great exposure and also extremely unique, and should get Shiba Dev's attention of, okay, how is this going to work? Which we already have a plan for as well. On top of that, we've done the Hulk Smash campaign, that was the start of it. So that's us challenging other tokens, causing a ruckus, making waves. So we've done it in pieces. So this week is the AMA tour. NFT campaign has also happened as far as marketing it out, different artworks. The real start of the viral marketing campaign is we're currently working on revolutionary 3D art, which is the best to be explained as extremely 3D. And that will kickstart billboard campaigns, all the same things that we've done before as well. And also mass blasting it across the internet. And the idea is that it's extremely eye capturing. It will be Hulk Inu in extreme 3D, which also foreshadows our NFTs. So I think if anything comes to mind, I'll think about what we've done in the past. But as far as what we have going forward, celebrity endorsements, billboards, we're in talks with venture capitalists, but we do not want them to invest too early because we like to maintain control of our project. Private groups. We have some big investors with us that are all about it, and yeah, then we have news blasts going out too. Exchange listings, we're in talk with multiple exchange listings already, getting geared up for when the time is right. And yeah, then yeah, I think that's we have a few other things. They'll come to mind, I'm sure. But that's a loaded question, you know. It's you saw the
Yeah,
list. You heard the
yeah,
list.
loaded, but you came prepared. So I just want to talk to you, I guess, real quick about maybe a little bit of unorthodox marketing that you might have considered. So Hulk Inu, right? Based off of the comic universe and Wolverine and the whole thing in the game coming out. Have you considered working with Twitch influencers, or B, comic book influencers who might to kind of get new blood into this crypto based project?
I love it. Okay, thank you. You got my mind working again. I know I got lost with the past and then the future. So yes, exactly. So for Twitch, right? So because we're the newest addition to the Meta Brawl Inu game, which incorporates Volt Inu, incorporates Shiba Inu, who yes, I called out. Also incorporates Shibnobi. Obviously Wolverino. It's created by Wolverino, and the game trailer is on our website. But as far as the future marketing, yes. As far when that launches, there'll be a lot of Twitch promotions as far as how the game will work, contests, like standard game marketing, but with a twist of crypto into it. But on the road to that, if you can imagine, which I'll try and paint the picture, is right now I'm talking about it. But the closer we get to the game release, which is not far away, we have Volt, who have marketing experts. We have Shiba, who have marketing experts. Wolverino, Shibnobi, now Hokino, and there's more too as well. I'm just talking the more known names. All of them are doing their own marketing strategies for the concept of Meta Brawl Inu, talking about Hokino, talking about the rest of them. And so we'll all be on individual marketing platforms on top of coming together as one super powerful entity. And when that game launches, it'll be a powerhouse across the entire network. Outside of Meta Brawl, Hokino is doing their NFTs, which we can tell more about how that influences the chart with extreme buybacks, extreme giveaways. But it also funds our comic studio. So we're in development of extremely unique comic entitled Hulk vs. Bear, The War on Ethereum. And this is part of our Embrace the Bear Market campaign, but also highlights our path towards Valhalla, right? So we're releasing that page by page. We already have a sketch out on our Twitter and our Telegram, but page by page, we're bringing it out, which is also part of our Embrace the Bear Market campaign. Continuous engagement, continuous developments. They see the growth every day. But this NFT, when it's this comic, when it's finished, will become a collector's edition NFT. And also the highest level of our Hokinu Tamagotchi NFTs will have staking rights, or profit sharing is a better word, from our comic studio, which will be a business that provides comics for all of the games inside of Meta Brawl as first customers, and then branching out from there as well.
Super cool. So I'm looking forward to this comic. So I guess the art, right? Could you walk us through your art director for your NFTs and the comic, what they've done in the past, and a little bit about them?
Okay, gotcha. So SMK Styles is our guy for our NFTs. Amazing at what he does. Moves quickly. Worked on Wolverino as well. But the NFTs, they're interconnected, right? So we also have Gang Leaves in charge of staking DApp. We have another coder, BDXN, who is in charge of the minting DApp and interconnecting the two. So there's a lot of different people involved with it. Obviously, it's quite the complex project, but we thought about it rigorously to make it a win-win situation, meaning that the investors win with giveaways, great staking rewards, and then also increase rarity. But at the same time, as NFT tokenomics have great buybacks and marketing funds for the chart. So first round sells out, you'll see the chart have a direct influence as well. So we expect a lot of these different aspects to skyrocket us. You said who is doing the art, and then the comic is an outsourced, unnamed individual, maybe to be named at a later date, who is in charge of an entire team of 20, if I remember correctly, who's developing our comic for us with some very unique twists that will shake the entire comic world. And put more exposure and attention onto what Hokino is doing.
Amazing, amazing. So, okay, let's real quick before I get into some of the more in-depth questions, can we go over the tokenomics just for everybody here?
Yes. Oh, so yeah, good question. I feel like you're reading my mind. The website just got revamped, so we added in a lot of this information that you see today. These tokenomics are correct, but we wanted them to have a bit more detail to them. So the more in-depth detail that is coming very soon is the 1% buyback stays the same, 1% liquidity stays the same. What we've done is we've allocated 1% of the marketing wallets to automatically go to our staking pool, leaving 4% for marketing. We're already funding our staking pool from marketing, but we've been advised to be more transparent with that and show exactly how funds are allocated. So that will be added in. It is 7% buy tax, 7% sell tax. Very fair as far as if you stake as well. Also the gains that we're bringing to the table. So we're sitting around 600 something market cap and expecting to skyrocket very soon, especially with some of the announcements I'm sharing and some of the announcements that I'm not at liberty to say today until they're fully confirmed with time and date.
Excellent. Well, no, you guys are resilient AF. It's been a crazy project to watch. So real quick, I know you have your roadmap, all right? So you've gone through a lot of this, I guess most of phase 1 with us, a lot of phase 2. You kind of want to walk us through phase 3 and phase 4?
Yes, here, let me pull up my screen so I can actually walk you through correctly. It's a lot. So that is also something that has just been updated. And a lot of it is, as far as phase 3 as well, happening already right now. So the Hulk Inu comic series preview has already been out as far as the sketch, Sushi Swap listing, which is an Easter egg to the multiple listings that we're already in talks with. The staking DApp is out. With the staking DApp, you are rewarded in Ethereum. There are no locked tokens as staking tokens. Obviously, we have locked liquidity, but the staking tokens are not locked for the liberty of you, the investor, earning passive income, hedging your risk against the volatility of the bear market of Ethereum. We are inside of the Meta Brawl INU game, and I doxed last week, but sorry. Okay, so as far as what's happening, we have multiple AMAs still planned out across YouTube, Telegram, and on different communities as well as collabs. We have a celebrity endorsement that is pretty much confirmed, and all I can say is tied to the comic. So we're excited to put that out, but we want to put it out in the right way. The 3D art is being made, which will be revolutionary and jumpstart a billboard campaign, as well as viral marketing all across different spaces, YouTube, Twitter, Telegram, using it as banner everywhere. So viral marketing also includes our Hulk Smash campaign, where we're doing things non-traditionally, challenging other people, incorporating communities, engaging people, doing things differently. At the same time, just as effectively, if not more effectively. So putting a name out there for Hulkino and making a difference, like the Hulkino raid bot. Eventually, we'll start to see that more and more across communities, and it should help change how communities are run and make everything a bit more proficient. Our NFT minting DApp is on the way, along with the NFTs. The staking DApp, the V2 staking DApp, will reward stakers with Ethereum as well as fiat as a choice. You will also be able to feed your NFT through that staking DApp, and it will be launched in conjunction to the NFT release. And then also comic series 1 through 5 is inside of our phase 3. So those are the pages.
Got it. Very bullish. All right, cool. So, yeah, so I guess that walking through that. Yeah, we get the whole gameplay trailer. All right, cool. So let me ask you now, you guys have done a great job in terms of building community, right? So I haven't seen, your community is one of the strongest I've seen in a while. What are you doing as a team to kind of leverage that community to go to work for you? Because that's kind of been the X factor for tokens that last a day or two to a month plus like yours is. So, what are you guys doing again to leverage that community, get them to work for you, and keep them engaged?
Oh, good question. I love it. So, what we've done in the past is we hosted daily raid contests for our community, and then it turned into 3 times a day. we were doing raid contests. As far as the beginning for exposure, causing a ruckus, and obviously things changed. But that was as far as training people on how to raid, giving advice, engaging them that way, and also building up some competitiveness inside the community. Um, Going forward, what we're doing to engage the community is part of the NFTs. We're going to be having NFT giveaway contests. Also, the whole idea of the NFT is you start at Banner, the first evolution, and it's a race to Valhalla, which is the end of it. So there's Banner, Beast, the war, the battle, and a soldier's death, but Hulk Inu never dies, um, is Valhalla. So the first person to make it to Valhalla will be winning a minimum, as far as the estimate of Ethereum to a few days ago, or let's just say today, a minimum of 10,000 USD just for reaching Valhalla. But at the same time, they received all the perks, and each round is it has a giveaway to one lucky NFT buyer, 5,000 up until 10,000 for the last round. With that is people are inside the community are competing for their NFTs, saying, I have this evolution, I have that evolution, and that allows them to promote it to other members too of FOMO, of, wow, they're getting better staking rewards than me. Let me focus more on feeding my NFT, or I'm excited for the next round. I'll ape more because I hear about these great rewards, so on and so forth. So I mean, there's that. We also hosted happy hours and buy contests, and we did shilling contest, art contest, and now we're thinking about doing song contest. Wolverine did rap, but a bit more broad. So just song contest. Best song, Hulk Inu anthem wins, as well as after that, Hulk Inu karaoke. All of these things to engage the members, get them more bullish, and also increasing their word of mouth.
I love it. I love it. Doing everything right. Got a couple basic questions for you because I try to be thorough on our AMA so they can be like a centerpiece for you to kind of post in your channel afterwards because I am recording it. So tell us a little bit about are there any audits in place yet? Do you have them planned? How's that looking?
We don't have any audits in place yet because a part of our campaign with me doxing, me being continuously inside the community, we wanted people to feel comfortable. But for us to get onto the exchange listings that we're looking at, yes, we need audits as well. So we're already in talks with multiple people. We have our finger on the trigger, and we're just waiting for that day to pull it. But at the same time, for these listings, and that attracts a lot of bigger names where we already have huge names watching us, waiting for us to deliver consecutively. And some of them already jumped in piece by piece, and some of them are just waiting. So right now we have quite a diversified buyer list where nobody's too heavy of a buyer because they're waiting for a lot of the things that we have promised. They're waiting for us to deliver them. So that same goes for the audit. Where we're audited, we go into exchange listings, but we don't want to just be recognized as a meme token, right? We have multiple utilities already out, and we want to really have waves around. So when we go onto these listings through this audit, it makes a way bigger impact, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense, my guy. Perfect sense. So now let's the other question is anytime a token kind of takes on a life of its own like this one and it withstands the test of time, one of the things that people start to think about or teams start to think about, right, is bridging to other chains. Is that something you and your team have considered? If no, why? If yes, when and which chains?
In the beginning, we did consider it. We considered BSC, but our community did not like it directly. So directly, we listened to our community and said, no, okay, we won't do it, no problem, no need to. But we are considering going on to a new chain, but it is still in the early phases. And I cannot say that we'll actually do it. It's just in talks. And it also is up to our community at the same time. So if we get closer, we'll leave it up to our community to make that decision. And we'll put the points on why it benefits them and why we've said it. But for now, not yet. Just it's quite the new thought, but we have so many moving pieces with comics in development, NFTs, multiple promotion, viral campaigns, new art coming, exchange listings. The list goes on. So, I mean, in time, when we've developed even more of a foundation and we've established that name, that Hulk Inu name of like, what, you're not in Hulk Inu? That's ridiculous, which is already there. Then we can move forward a bit more on that.
No, I love it. Now, you kind of mentioned, we touched on your NFTs and we talked about them, but I guess tell us a little bit, let's get more in depth really about your NFTs because I love what I see. You know, how are they different than regular NFTs that we're used to? And, you know, how do you plan on using them moving forward to kind of leverage the token and the entire project?
Oh, I love it. Okay, sweet. Okay, you got me scooting back in my seat. Are you familiar with Tamagotchis? Are we
Are
90s
we
kids
not
in here?
kidding here? I am.
Okay, sweet. So for the people that don't know, Tamagotchis was this little toy like your pet, and you have to feed it every day for it to survive, go stronger, or else it starts to nag at you like "feed me," right? The whole Inu Tamagotchi concept is very much intertwined with that, right? So you feed your Hulky NFT. Now, how feeding works is you just compound. It's incentive for you to compound. That's it. So right now we have claim compounds. Compound will turn into feed. So what's nice is it doesn't cost any of the members anything. It just costs their time and focus for them to increase stake and rewards and receive a lot of perks. So with that, you compound. The more you feed your NFT, the more that it evolves. So with that phase, when you evolve to beasts, so that's the second one you see on your screen here. So black and white to color, uh, you get a 10% increase in stake and rewards along with some other perks. And it goes up 20, 30, and then you jump up to 50 for Valhalla. You have your giveaways, but what makes them different, right, is I think I touched on this before. What makes them different is you're in control. So if you don't once, increase stake and rewards, you don't have to feed it. You can just do your thing. And I mean, you compound, it gets fed anyway. But if you want to claim, you can claim. Um, or you can feed it, grow it, and you get more and more rarity. So how this works, right? There's 5 rounds of 200. The first round of 200, anyone that buys that round has the possibility to build their NFT towards Valhalla, getting profit sharing from our company, lowered tax on buys and sells, and also if you're first, $10,000 at minimum. The second round of 200 NFTs, Valhalla is not available to anybody else. So directly when second round happens, you already have increased your rarity just from having the option to get to Valhalla. So you're already verified, okay, if I make it to Valhalla, I own a legendary NFT. We're also aware that not the entire 200 people probably won't make it to Valhalla. It takes dedication, it takes loyalty, it takes for people understanding the incentive of putting in to get back, just time. So then the next version, the highest they can get is battle, and the next version is war. So each time the the rarity increases whenever these rounds sell out. During those rounds, you're also increasing the strength and your staking rights. So you're already earning back your investment into your NFT. On top of that, we've also put it in multi NFT incentive. Starts at a pack of 5, 10, 15, 20. If you get a pack of 5, you're guaranteed a pre-evolved second generation, a beast NFT. All the way up until 20, you're guaranteed a Valhalla NFT. That doesn't mean you win $10,000 directly because you were the first to Valhalla. It's the race to Valhalla that is the thing. That is the whole goal. But at the same time, you have 19 other NFTs to evolve and increase stake and rewards, and all of them will pay themselves back in a short period of time. I think that touches on most. Oh, yeah. And how does it affect the chart? So, as far as the tokenomics work, with each round of 200 NFTs being sold, 30% is allocated to a buyback fund. There is the option, depending on the circumstances of the chart and the community, of a major buyback for marketing purposes too, throwing it all into the chart, or strategically buying back piece by piece. That'll be open for interpretation from our members too. So 30% goes right back into the chart, and the staking is based on volume and the amount staked. So directly buyback should influence staking rewards in a positive way, as well as our chart getting even healthier and pumping. More funds towards marketing and development of the DApp and the project in itself, so we can promote out the following rounds too, to make sure they're nice and bullish. only 10% goes to the team. We have quite the large team. I'm missing 15%. And 30% goes into our comic studio and also funds that's the staking pool to ensure that the rewards that we promise are there for our members. At the same time, 1% of our marketing goes into that staking pool too. So you can imagine with this pump, the marketing, the taxation goes, and 1% from those fees goes into the staking pool too. So it's twofolded, secured for extreme staking rewards. And yeah, 15% is reserved for those giveaways. The 10K winner for Valhalla, 5K is second place, by the way, for Valhalla, and each round is a massive giveaway paid out directly at sellout. 5,000, 6,000, 7,800, 8,000, and then 10K as well for the fifth round. So all of those things incorporates benefits for the members and also push the chart and the project much farther for the long run.
Super bullish, super bullish. You guys are doing everything right. Yeah, the NFTs are awesome. I definitely, like, as a Tamagotchi guy myself, I love what you're doing here. It's really cool. It makes it fun, right? It's different. It's unique. It keeps the community, it keeps your investors engaged. I love it. Gotta ask you, even though I don't know if it really would have any bearing on this, but I do always ask because of now, right? We're I don't want to say coming out. We're probably still in it, but we're in a bear market, right? What effect, if any, has this market had on you and the way you're operating this token and any movements you might have made at all?
100%. Yeah, I think I touched on this, and I do like talking about it because we've gotten great feedback. So I think the end of the first week, we finally announced it, where we know it's the bear market, but one of our philosophies is we've turned a negative into a positive. So we launched the Embrace the Bear Market campaign. What that entails is multi-level, a lot of different versions of it. But to paraphrase, for the most impactful parts, I'd say it's that continuous reminder that the dev is here, the team is here, we're working nonstop, which I get reaffirmed from my members on the daily who are here now watching as well. They see me on multiple AMAs, VC every night, depending where you are, every day at 10 p.m. UTC, updating on what we've done, updating on what we're going to do, giving piece by piece, step by step updates on how that's developing. You can see that with the NFTs now. They ask us time and dates. We don't do time and dates to underpromise and overdeliver, especially when we're outsourcing a lot of these things. My hands aren't really on it, and things happen, and we don't want to rush anything for a deadline. So as far as now and going forward, we've always delivered quality and technically on time because, we kind of update as we go, saying we're getting closer and closer. So that's a lot of the things that we've done with the bear market. The reason that we do that, right, is that we know that there's fear. We know there's uncertainty. And we know people have doubt, FUD, right? Because, I trade as well. Our team members trade, and just like the community trades. So we know what it's like. And we wanted to have a community that stands out, a community that is nonstop engaging. I'm in the chat. I'm in the VC. My members, all of our team members are in the chat in the VC. Our members know us just like we know them. We DM, we chat. We ask how their day's going. We say good morning. They know that we're around and we're updating, knowing that, we're continuously moving forward. We verify that we're from Wolverino. We verify that NFTs are on the way. And we do that as much as we can. And that's a big part of Embrace the Bear Market campaign, along with the incremental growth. So I said to a lot of my members, yes, of course, we want a big pump, but we don't want a huge pump. It makes the chart super volatile. You can't control anything anymore. Not that I'm controlling the chart, but you can't control what you're pushing out. You can't combat dips as easily of, we plan these things out, knowing that there'll be dips, pushing something else out. Today we had AMA cancellation. I knew I had to deliver for my community. So then we had 2 AMAs today. So it's things like that promote confidence in investors, which in turn promotes chart stability and a very healthy growth upwards, which is what we see, what we've seen this entire time. Of course, we've had sells, we've had dips, we've had responsible sells, irresponsible sells, but you can see that, Hulk eats the dip right back up. And, it doesn't freak us out because we're all very confident on our plans. And we're going to continue doing what we're doing, if not more. I'm going into an extreme crypto lockup soon where I'm barricaded indoors nonstop, making sure everything goes perfectly. And a lot of our teams dedicated like that too. So that's how we're combating the bear market, is really just addressing any fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
No, I love it. You guys are definitely doing everything right. What was my next question for you? Okay, so um, I want to open it up to questions from the community now, if that's okay. And then
Absolutely.
before we close it off, I have one final question. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, now is your chance. Just speak up, or if you want, write it in XDC, and I can speak on your behalf. So if there's any questions for Mr. Base Bull Bullish Docs Dev, who's done a phenomenal job representing your token, man, so bullish on it. Now is your chance, guys. Any questions? Have at it. No
Hey,
questions. Hey, what's up, Fox?
hey Frank, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
It's going good, my friend. What's your question? Welcome.
So, I've got a couple. Number one, what was your initial starting outreach when you launched your token? And what do you feel really has set that involvement with the community from day one until where you are now? And how do you feel like you're going to continue progressing that moving forward? You've mentioned the community games, the competitive nature, and encouraging them to get out there and really share the dream of your project. So I'd love the backstory and how you're going to be moving forward.
Gotcha. Okay. I want to answer the first part in two parts of the outreach that we did at launch. So at launch, we had a lot of traffic at launch because of our Wolverino background. So before I answer the second part, so what happened was our contract clogged because it wrecked so many snipers and just ruined a lot of whales. And we actually had DMs from them saying, I lost this, I lost that, but the anti-bot was there. Everything was fair and on the table, but it was clogged. So it went all the way downwards and then started to recover itself. And we had huge buybacks. So we bought back in multiple times. But what this allowed us is we don't have any huge whales from that first moment of launch. We wrecked a lot of people and it was able for us to push out promo in all directions. So for the second part of your first question, with that, we already had Gooby, Maythouse, Kingdom, and Senzu on board. We also got in YouTubers, Glorious, Omni Finance, Crypto Ether, who's with us right now. Shout out Crypto Ether.
Hey, what's up,
And we
bud?
did,
What's up, bud?
what's up, my man? We did a lot of Twitter influencers as well, about at least 1 to 3 per day for the first 2 to 3 weeks. Twitter AMAs inside of the community, raid contests, referral bots. The whole INU raid bot was also in the first week. The staking DApp was also in the first week for exposure, and then that was promoted on the everything basically that I said already. We went back through all the Twitter, not all the YouTubers, a few of them. I know that the ones that I mentioned have all spoken about it. I just don't know if that was in the beginning. And the Telegram callers. So that's I think that's just about it. Oh no, we also did shilling contests and art contests, but I think the art contest was second week. I knew this was going to happen. Hopefully that answers your first part. What was the second part of your question?
The second part of my question was how do you
Engagement, right?
keep up the community engagement with your current marketing strategy? You get your community involved by going out and raiding, and you incentivize that by giving them rewards or prizes and stuff like that. And obviously you've had some great traction with that. It's really helped. So do you have anything else up your sleeve moving forward with how you're going to change the game with your outreach, or are you going to follow the same strategy you currently have?
No, no, absolutely not. I mean, yes, we're also following the same strategy, but we're adding on a lot of aspects to it. So yes, the rating, we do reward them 50 USD to 100 USD. depending on the turnouts. And I also raid with them to be able to best determine the winner and hype them up and correct them. So that's like / raid training. As far as community engagement going forward, of course, we're going to be having buy contests. We'll be having more giveaways, power hours, but we don't try to do that too much. We haven't done power hour for some time. But on top of that, we're doing a Hulk INU anthem where best song wins a good prize. I've been considering how did I phrase it? A viral contest of whoever does the most viral Hulk INU advertisement, and it'll be a month long, and it has to stay there. So you send a picture with the date of the beginning and then the end. But yeah, we're still working out the kinks on that, but that's more fun. As far as more of the non-traditional I thought I said this, I just did an AMA, so I'm not remembering what I said. But we did an AMA with Adam Shelton called the Shiba Dev. We'll be the first crypto project, one to do a crypto boxing match with a prize of 100K, which we use as buyback for respective projects, but also advertising it on WorldStar. First crypto project to ever do that. That makes waves, makes exposure, shows we're doing things differently. We're going on a Hulk Smash campaign as well, where we're challenging other devs. We're getting more entertaining AMAs happening. They'll be coming soon. I do believe they'll be on YouTube. And you should imagine, I should know the name of this, that the interview with celebrities where they have hot wings and they get hotter and hotter. Things like that to make it more entertaining instead of just informative. Obviously, it'll still be informative. Viral marketing campaign is also on the way where it'll be extreme 3D art on billboards. I know there's the thought that billboards don't do much. This is part, it can do much, and part, it will bring exposure, and we can use that across everything that we're doing already, Twitter, YouTube, Telegram. Many other aspects of what we're doing. The comic will also be revolutionary. I may as well tell you, I've already told a bunch of people, but the idea of the comic is it'll only be digital, non-tangible, because there will be a narrator reading along, and that narrator will be revealed at a later date. On top of that, pages 1 and 2 are publicly available. Pages 3 going forward are for Hulk INU holders exclusively because they will have Easter eggs inside of it, and it will also have moving art for the action scenes. Think holographic, but more. So that'll be something very revolutionary, and also Easter egg, what's going to come for these holders. I think that just touches on some of them. But yeah, there's a lot of things we're doing. We're challenging devs. We already challenged Shiba, collabing with other projects. Meta Brawl itself is already huge, and the community will be involved the entire time with contests and also non-traditional marketing. Hopefully that answers.
Definitely does.
Yeah,
definitely does.
Yeah, that's my question. Thank you so much. And by the way, the Hot Ones is probably one of my favorite YouTube shows, so thank you for that reference as well. Love what you're doing, and good luck moving forward. Take care.
Thank you. Appreciate your questions, buddy.
Thank you, Fox. Anybody else with any questions? Now would be the time. Going once.
Yo, I got a question.
What's up,
How does it feel to have the most bullish crypto on the Ethereum chain? Question number 1. And question number 2, are we bullish on the Ethereum merge coming up? And I mean, I know I have my own thoughts and opinions about it, but I'm bullish, right? So the higher the Ethereum price, the higher our market cap will become because the buys become bigger, right? I'd just like to know your thoughts on that, and Hulk to the moon, man. Let's go. Sheesh.
All right. I think the first part was for Frank.
Wait, hold on. It was for
I think
me?
that first question. Yeah, how does it feel having an AMA with the most bullish project?
I thought he was asking. It feels pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. You guys know I've had a little bit of crazy stuff going on in real life this week, so this has been my first AMA in a couple of days just because I couldn't take them. So I'm very stoked to have you guys here, and it's been a great AMA. So especially to have a Docs dev who knows everything he's talking about, it definitely feels good.
Good.
Wait.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. As far as the Ethereum merger, for what you're asking, I'm excited about it. I've been tracking it for a long time. I held ETH the entire time of the dip. I even ate more back in. Um, a lot of YouTubers are saying how this may have Ethereum bypass Bitcoin. I don't think it'll be that fast, but I think it will. Is the word depeg? It'll stop following the Bitcoin trends and become more of its own entity. And it's meant to be out September 19th, which I think is curious because the next meet is September 20th. So I think there's maybe some good strategies happening in the background for it, for us as well, for how the crypto market will be.
Nice, man. Nice. My thoughts exactly, dude. Very well said, and great AMA, man. Super bullish, dude. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
Always, dude. Always.
Questions, Ether, you're the man. Let me see. So let's do it again. As I always, going once, going twice. All right, Mr. Baseball, I got a final question for you. Clearly, you've done the work in terms of this project. You put your heart and soul into it. Your integrity is very apparent. But as much like all of us, right? Crypto's a very small bubble. We all have friends and family outside of crypto. So, and we want to talk about things we're passionate about. So let's just say you're at a bar with your buddies. You're the dev of Hulk INU. They find out about it. They're like, well, listen, tell me 3 killer features. What are you saying on the fly to let them know exactly what you're working on?
Good question. Which ones do I choose? All right, I'm going to start off because this is something that I have been away from Hulkino, but I planned it out. I planned it out rigorously, and that was to go to these meetups for these NFTs with some advisors, good friends, experts, and man, it was heat. I lost my voice talking about the capability of the NFT. It wasn't even critique. I finally got critique the first time from one of our developers, which we implemented. I love feedback. So the NFTs I think are groundbreaking. I've spoken to so many what I call them NFT heads, and they say it's very unique. And the more I explain it, they really start to love it. And I know a lot of the callers, top callers, they've asked me a few times in DM when are the NFTs coming out. I want one. NFTs first because of what they mean for crypto. They're part node, part staking, part NFT. So pretty cool, and part Tamagotchi. So pretty cool fusion for NFTs, something that's brand new. The other thing I would have to say, what's the most bullish? I would have to say community and community engagement as far as how our community is involved. I have members that work as much as I do. They're on there all the time. And that's part of the Embrace the Bear Market campaign. We built up relationships, we chat, and we talk to each other every day about the project or just about life. So that's 2. And then 3, I would have to say, which I can't say too much about, but our viral marketing campaigns. The idea is, you do a promo and you gain a certain number of eyes on you. But a promo that leaves an impact and at the same time is informative for, incentive for the person watching, spreads like wildfire. So I would have to say the NFTs, the community, and then our traditional marketing tactics or strategies and connections, and what is to come with the virality of the NFT campaign, the 3D revolutionary art, and also what we're planning to do with community engagement too. So I think those 3 are very unique in themselves, and the farther that we go, the stronger they become. Like your NFTs, like our community gets more bullish, and like our marketing campaigns start to have much more potential the larger that we get. We've already planned out our huge marketing campaigns that we're waiting on. We have to do the right steps. So people ask about exchange listings, we have to do the right steps. I think that's what I'm excited about. Those 3. I think is what makes it really stand out.
Perfect answer, my friend. Perfect answer. Exactly what we're looking for as a community. So now I got to ask you, just to thank you actually for joining us today. It's been a phenomenal AMA. Clearly, what we look for in a team and a dev, you are the every example of. Like I tell everybody who joins us, please stick around. Keep us updated, informed on anything that happens with Hulk INU. We will post, we will pin, we will support for the longevity of the project. I'm invested. I'm going to stay invested for the long haul because I know where it's going. Any final comments to the community? Now is your chance. But again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining us, man. It's been a great AMA.
I do have final comments, actually. I promised my community 3 updates, triple announcements towards the end of this AMA. So I'll send this towards your chat first. Obviously, I'll pin it inside of mine. We have our first page of our Hulk INU comic, Hulk vs. Bear, the War on Ethereum. The sketch is already out. The colors have been added. Next step, narration, and page 2 coming soon. Moving art will be exclusive to page 3. So if you want to see how we're going to revolutionize comics, yeah, you're going to have to be a Hulk INU holder. Music's also incorporated just as a little thing there too. So that is the visual announcement that I wanted to share, and it'll come back to the Hulk INU community. The second announcement I wanted to share is that we are now, it's been talked about already for some time. Today it's finally, they made me sign papers and whatnot and give my real name, but we're officially signed on with a publicist. They will be publicizing Hulk INU across a lot of major platforms. They're an established real company. They will be able to announce that after their first publishing. And that will be part of our viral campaign for our 3D artwork, and also pushing the Shiba dev into a corner for that boxing match. So very excited for that. We have them on a monthly basis for a year. So you're gonna be seeing a lot more articles outside of medium.com. So hopefully you guys understand the impact that will have as far as people that just research crypto. This is the step of us not being considered a meme token anymore, but more utilities and more of a strong push. So that was number 2, and I'll update you guys more on that on our daily VCs. And update number 3 is, hopefully this is okay, Frank, but our next AMA will be on Thursday at 10 p.m. UTC with Caesar's calls.
Of course that's okay. Caesar is a member here and a close friend. I am honored that you shared that first page of the comic on this AMA. Wish I knew that going in. I'm completely stoked. Thank you, brother. That is awesome. It looks flipping phenomenal. Great artwork. Dude, you are everything for the space. The space needs more people like you. A lot of us will wonder, oh, why is that token doing so well? I think it should be a shock to no one why Hulk INU is doing so well right now. So, man, bravo. Kudos to you, man. Phenomenal AMA. And thank you so much. It was recorded, so I'm going to share it with you. So feel free to post it wherever you want. But
yeah, absolutely. I'll post it everywhere.
Yeah, man. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Bullish AMA, Hulk INU. We'll see you on the moon. Thanks for joining us, Baseball.
Thank you.
Be well, everybody. Thanks for joining.